Hi everyone. I often notice on social media when people ask questions about how to stop their dog from doing something, then a common recommendation is that they use a firm no. And I got to wondering, what exactly is a firm no? So let's take a look at what it might mean and whether it's useful or not. We generally understand the word no as meaning don't do that, stop it, cease and desist. I figure a firm no would be no said in a commanding tone, indicating that continuing that activity is not going to be acceptable. Now, as a human, I understand that. If someone said no to me in a very firm voice, I would stop and question whether I should do that. But as a behaviourist, I do have some concerns about a firm no as a solution when your dog is doing something that you'd rather they didn't. So let's have a look at the reasons why. Firstly, what does no actually mean to your dog? When they first come home with you, straight out of the racing kennels or the rescue, then the answer is probably not a great deal. And if they respond to you saying no in a firm voice, the chances are it's not because of the word, but because of your tone of voice or your body language, which have prompted a reaction. Secondly, it's a harsh sound. It indicates you are displeased with them, which means it doesn't help you build a good rapport with your dog. It doesn't encourage them to trust you, especially if you use it frequently and they don't really understand what they should stop doing or whether they should stop doing anything at all. They just understand that their human is not impressed at that time. So if your dog appears to look guilty, consider whether it just looks a lot like guilt, or is it just that they're looking concerned about the unpredictable human who's shouting at them? The two things could look very similar. And we don't actually even know yet whether dogs can experience guilt or just we interpret their expression as guilt. But my third concern about using no is, what do we mean? What do we mean when we say no? What are we using it to request? So no is a negative. We probably understand it to mean don't do that. No, that's not acceptable. But what is it that your dog should stop? Is it no, don't get on the sofa? Is it no, don't eat that cake? Is it no, don't bark at that squirrel? Is it no, don't pull? The list can go on and on. And so do you see the problem here? It can take a while for your dog to learn what one cue means if it's used consistently to mean the same thing each time. And here we're using one cue word to mean a whole host of things. So how are they going to understand what exactly it is they should do? And yes, it might act to interrupt the behaviour, but then that creates a vacuum. So my fourth question about the word no, a firm no, is what do you want them to do instead? Using no to stop begs that question. Okay, I don't do that. What shall I do instead? By saying no, you have asked them to stop, but you haven't given them the information about what they should do instead. And it can be quite hard for them to understand because it's used in lots of different situations. So overall, I would tend to avoid the need for no and use management to reduce the opportunity to do things that you'd rather they didn't do. And in the second part to this topic, we're going to have a look at alternatives to no. So look out for that video as well. That's all for today. We'll be back again soon. So bye for now. Are you going to get on for this one? On you get then. On you get. Chop, chop. That's it. Good chop. Sit yourself down. Okay. Right. Are we there? Are we sorted now? It's a wet foot. I'm sitting on your wet foot in my clean trousers. Look out for new videos every Monday, and why not subscribe so you don't miss out?